or one of them other production companies, they would have people doing this stuff. I wouldn't be doing that. All I have to do is show up
But
and
Grace,
talk.
you have to think like that. It starts from the bottom.
Good day, thinkers. Okay, they had a chat. See, I didn't do anything differently. I don't understand why. Okay, let's give them a chance to come on in over here on YouTube. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, boy, hey. Hey,
Facebook,
niece.
I'm sorry we having technical difficulties.
Hey,
Next
man,
week we will not be like this.
Hey, niece. Hey, girl, hey.
Girl, you want to toast? Before
Derek,
we
it
start talking?
wasn't. It was not a black production. Listen, I don't know what happened just now. Hey, girl. Hey, Makiba. Hey, L Walker. Hey, Star
Hey,
Love.
YouTube, we here. Y'all can comment
Hey,
now.
P. Marcel. Derek J. Derek J. Talking about Craig. Think he classy. Hey, Sandra Rasco. Hey, Zelina. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, boy. Hey. Hey, Velma Cottingham. Hey, Sharon Penn. Brian Jones.
Hey, Brian Jones.
Hey, girl, hey. Hey, boy, hey. Come on, let's go give him a couple more minutes of greetings
Y'all
and
come on
salutations.
in.
Hey, Atlanta Mac. He said, I can't hear them on Facebook. You got to go out and come back in. I didn't do anything with the sound. I don't see, sometimes it's YouTube and Facebook. It has nothing to do with me.
Let me tell you, production ain't right next week, girl. I'm doing what y'all friend did, girl. I'm walking out. That's it. And I'm sorry, my own show again. Girl, I'm walking out.
Nancy.
I'm walking out.
This bitch walk out, we docking her pay.
Girl,
Hey, girl, hey.
I'm walking
Hey, Sherry
out.
Kuntz.
Hey, Marcus Wood.
Hey, Khalid. Hey, Marcus Wood. Hey, Tony McGregor. Hey, Denzel. Hey, Keisha, a.k.a. His
Come on,
Addiction.
Kenya Curry.
Kenya Curry. Tony Loving. Deontay. Hey, Craig, you didn't have to send the damn book that quick. Ha! Thank you, Craig. That
P.
book
Marcel.
was here. Ooh.
Oh, child, she about to turn it off again.
Shut up. That book was here less than 12 hours. Impeccable Works ain't to be tampered with. This sure ain't. We don't play no games over here. Hey, Tracy Walker. Hey, Malel. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. Don't even talk to me about that, because see, you bitch, you supposed
No, first off,
you supposed to been working on that man. You supposed to been talking to that man about getting
I talked
us
to
the
him
intro.
today.
No,
I talked to
but
him
you didn't tell
already.
me about that weeks. First of all, see, this is how I get riled up. First of all,
Girl, don't get your blood pressure up. Girl.
we're
You take
not.
your pills?
No, I'm not on pills.
Okay, girl.
I'm
Don't
on
get,
celery juice and black seed oil.
okay, don't get your
First
blood
and foremost, let me say this to you. You said to me weeks ago. Hold on.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
Because
I got
you're
something
getting
to
a
say.
little too anxious. Weeks ago, you told me that you spoke to somebody at your job or somewhere, and you said that he does some video production stuff.
Correct.
I don't listen. I don't need you to agree.
Girl,
with
I'm
me.
just saying, girl.
I
I'm trying to advance our show, girl. Okay, keep going.
So what I'm saying to you is, you said weeks ago that he was going
2
to.
weeks ago.
Correct.
2 weeks.
That's weeks.
A couple weeks ago.
Anything over one is weeks. It's plural.
Okay.
It's an S.
Go ahead.
You said that the guy was going to put together an intro. You were going to work on that, da-da-da. Every time you come over here and I say good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers, you got something to say. Talking about we need a new intro. You ain't worked on the intro yet. That man, hold on. I'm not done.
Okay, girl, because I'm giving you
not
time
finished.
to talk. Go ahead.
Like, you're not going to give me a damn time to talk.
Girl, I'm giving you your time to talk.
No.
Because, girl, I don't have to listen.
You said that the guy was supposed to. Derek J said, how can I get a check? Derek J, first of all, I asked you to post that Say It in the Card promo video on your story on Instagram, and you act like you didn't see my message.
Girl, that's your problem.
And then he had the nerve to call me today and ask me to help him outline his book that he's writing.
Girl, see, Derek J.
But I said, sure, I'll do
This is the
it.
type of friend that we have, girl. This is the type of friend that we have.
But I told Derek J, I said, sure, I'll do it. Come on over on Monday.
Monday came, he ain't come.
No, it's coming this Monday.
Okay. He gonna be here bright and early.
Because it's something for him. But see, he didn't even post my little Say It in the Card promo video, so I get some
He's
sales.
posting it now. He done got out and he's finna post it right now. He's posting it right now.
Deontay said, Craig, I ain't gonna tell you that the ringtone from iTunes wakes me up in the morning. Yes, we have good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers ringtones over in Apple and in iOS, and we have Hey Girl Hey ringtones for $1.29. But anyway, you were supposed to be working on the intro,
So let me tell you something.
and you never did it. And I reminded you today.
Let me tell you something, Craig. You know, you're so
You ain't got to tell me that.
busy. So I have to fit in with your schedule.
Don't even-
Because I make his schedule So, bitch, I make my schedule for the job for him.
Why are you yelling? I'm sitting right
I'm
here.
not yelling, girl.
You are yelling. I'm right here.
I make my schedule for him
That's better. That's a jocular tone.
weeks in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a busy person as well. Just like you, you booked and busy as well. So, girl, you run 4 shows. You have your own show. You're an author. So, girl, I have to fit in with your schedule. And I have to give your schedule to him because, some days you want to be bothered, some days you don't.
But you never even asked me. You never even followed up with when you first come
Craig,
about the boy weeks ago.
Because and then I was mentioning it to you, but girl, you seem so uninterested, girl. So it just
Well, what is I supposed to do? Motherfucking cartwheels to let you know that I was interested? Bitch, I'm 43.
Bitch, I never said do cartwheels, girl. But you could have said, okay, well, you could have been more in tune and more engaged with.
Well, what
girl,
was I supposed to do?
I said, girl, and you were just like, okay, well, whenever you want to. That's how you was, girl. So then, okay, well, do this bitch really want to do it?
So what was I supposed to do? Cartwheels to prove that I was interested? Madison and I got something really interesting for you guys too. She and I are going to do a show over at the Queen's Supreme Court, but it's going to be a year in review. So she and I are going to do a live. I think we're going to drop it on the 30th of December. And so we're going to talk about all of the guests that came on the show in 2019.
Okay, and see, look, boom, right there. Booked and busy, girl. You always got something.
But Keon, you could have been told me, and like when I brought it up to you today, and I was like, well, whatever happened with the guy?
And I talked to him, and let me tell you, when he came
But because
in,
I put a fire up under you, I had stoked you, I had cajoled you, I had coaxed you to speak to the guy.
Yeah,
you did it today. And so then I said to you,
okay,
well,
well, I'm not gonna argue with you for the first 15 minutes of the show. So,
well, you've already got me on this train. Now the train is already moving. So let's just, So I said to you, okay, we'll set it up for what? Monday?
And no. You say that.
I said Saturday.
Set it up for a Friday or Saturday because you're busy.
I
And
said
the
Friday,
show's about to start again. So, girl, now I got to wait till the weekend and cut into the weekend when I have stuff planned because I work Monday through Friday. So now
Well, bitch, I work Monday through Friday too.
No, girl, you work maybe Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday.
First of all,
Friday,
I did not come
back Saturday, work Sunday, be off Monday, Tuesday. Girl, your schedule just all over the place. Girl, I have a set schedule, girl.
Brian, we're still going to do after lunch before dinner too. We're talking about doing that in February. Madison and I. But no, first of all, for those of you that were trying to let me have it these past 2 days because I didn't come on the live, I'm trying to finish this 4th book.
No, tell them what you told me why you didn't come on here.
Because I'm trying to finish this 4th book. I can't do that and concentrate. But bottom line is, I only have one more chapter to write in Book of Jewels. How about that? How about them apples?
Yes, indeed.
So I'm almost done. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders. Did I say that already? Thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Crazy Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook and YouTube live versions of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. So that was why I was absent the past 2 days.
We're going to go with that.
I have one more chapter to write.
Okay. Girl, you drunk all your drink.
There wasn't nothing but juice. You got alcohol. I had juice.
I put a squid in there. Just
a squid?
A squid.
A squid.
Just
a squid is a squid. You put a squid in there. Or a smidge. You're trying to say smidge.
I put a little bit in there, girl. I know exactly what I said, girl.
A squid.
A squid, just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Calamari. That's what's in there. Calamari. You didn't put calamari in your mug. Yeah, you didn't put a squid. Okay.
Girl, just a little bit.
Is it still living? Right. Look, you know why my girl Les, you know why he won't get any of my mugs like this, like hey niece or hey girl? Because he don't want y'all to support me.
Girl, if I didn't want them people to support you.
You could have, what is this, Lou? Girl, where are you going when you leave here?
You is on one tonight, girl. I use this as hand lotion. This is this is from a hotel, and it works very good. It's like cream. So, girl,
I need a little bit more because it's that cheap lotion.
No, girl, it's very expensive.
So, does the company that you work for know that you're taking their lotions?
Well, girl, I'm the GM, girl, if I want to try that.
But that doesn't answer the question. Does the company know?
Well, girl, I got a whole bunch of them. Girl,
And now you to put the whole bottle in my hand.
You just love fucking with me, girl. You know that. You just love fucking with me. But let me tell you something, Miss Linda. I'm here tonight to argue with your old ass. Do you hear me? I already told you, if the wind blow hard enough, bitch, you tipping over. So Craig always trying to say about us young queens, and he always saying stuff about me. But I told him, I said, you need to shred lightly, because you got one foot in the grave and one foot out. If the wind blow hard enough, girl, you gonna tip right on in. So you might want to pump your brakes.
He and one of his friends were just on the phone just now before we got on the live, and they were trying to say that I'm so old that I'm close to death.
I ain't say you was close to death. That's not what I said.
Well, that's what it means when you say you got one foot in the grave and one
Well,
out.
what I'm saying is because you always saying you young queens, so that was my comment.
Because y'all think it's always, oh, you old and da 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 da, and it's just like y'all are so out of touch. I can't wait for you queens to get to 40.
And like I just told you before, when I turn 40, I'm not gonna be wishing I was 25. Now I may wish.
No, you may not, but you can be agonizing about being 40. And like I just told you and that little young queen that was on the phone, I wouldn't go back to 25.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't, Craig.
I wouldn't want to.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. Why are you in so much competition with me?
What do you mean competition?
You ain't never seen Friday, bitch? Oh,
Who said that on Friday?
I forgot you don't watch.
I did see
you
Friday.
Don't watch colored movies. I forgot, child.
I did see Friday. Who was on?
The brothers,
who
when they
said
was
that?
arguing, he said, "Why are you in so much competition with me?" He said, "I look better than you do." He said, "You don't." He said a whole bunch of stuff, and then he said, "My dick is bigger than yours." He said, "It was cold last night."
This wasn't part 1.
No, this was part 3.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I got to part 3.
Child, you had this converted.
They should have left it at part 1 and been done with it.
Why you say that? I like Friday.
Friday after next.
Yeah, Friday after next, and I like next Friday.
Yeah, I don't know about all of them. Friday was fine.
How y'all doing tonight, y'all?
Go ahead and open up what you wanted to talk about.
So tonight, today I was having a conversation at work, and one of the conversations that I was talking about was saying with one of my friends, do you live day by day, or do you live for the future?
And what does that mean? Like financially live day by day? What do you mean?
In all, financially, dating, everything that you would do for your life, do you live it day by day, or do you live it financially? I mean, you're talking about financially. Do you live it for the future, and why? So I'm gonna let you answer it, and then I'm gonna give you mine.
Oh, you're going to let me answer. Oh, okay.
No.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for giving me permission.
You're so welcome, Craig.
Somebody just asked something right here. Well, I mean, I don't think there's just one answer right across the board for all things.
Mm-mm.
Like, some things you do have to live in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like relationships, you have to live in the moment.
That's what we talked about there.
Like
too.
friendships, you got to live in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to enjoy them in the moment and absorb it. And like when you have new experiences, like if you travel and that kind of thing, you got to be in the moment and enjoy the moment and not be out of it. And so, for example, like when I go to like concerts and like I've really gotten in the habit of, like if I'm at a concert or something like that, or I'm on a vacation or something, I really push myself to not be on my phone, like taking pictures. Because really, the reason that we do it is because we're trying to share it with everybody else. And like some things are for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like whether you're at a concert or whether you're on vacation or you're at a new restaurant or whatever. Like some things are just for you. And it's like we sometimes want to take the stuff and put it on social media so other people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and let people know, look what I'm doing, or this is, you know.
Well, you know, we live on social media now. And everything goes on social media. I tell people that your social media is your book, it's your story, each time you post week by week is a different chapter, or each day you post it's a different page. Everybody lives through social media. That's how people feel they're more closer to you, or they're more connected to you through social media.
But you know, here's the thing. As much as I share on social media, there's a lot that I don't.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you and I had a conversation, and I hope this ain't crossing the line, But you and I had a conversation. I'm not about to share anything, but
Mhm.
you and I had a conversation the other day, and you were saying that somebody was watching and said to you, "Oh, I don't know if I could date you because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the way that you
Well,
share
yeah.
so much." And see, like I don't share like personal
Yeah, and
like
that's why I
stuff.
said
And I say this all of the time. Like they know about
LTR.
LTR because of Madison, not because of me. That was because of something Madison
And
said.
also, he got in your comments.
And then he jumped in the
your
live
comments.
one day. But I would have never shared that.
And
I wouldn't have, I would have, but I wouldn't have shared it in the beginning stage.
right.
I would have.
And we share a lot on here, but it's a lot of stuff we don't share.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff we share with each other that we don't share here. It's just a part of life, I would say. It's just a part of, some things, just like you don't tell everything to your friends, or you don't tell, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of y'all don't tell everything to your spouse.
But some people do share everything on social media. They going through something in their relationship. They going through something at their job. Like this girl I know, this happened years ago. This was kind of like when Facebook had just kind of hit the scene, right? Instagram wasn't around, but she had posted on her. She had just gotten a new job. She had been out of work for a while, and she had just gotten a new job. And see, Alicia said we would have never known his name if he hadn't popped in. See, I would have never shared that.
Yeah.
But but she had gotten a new job after having not worked for a while, and she had just started working for Georgia Power. And I can't remember what her position was with them, but she worked at the corporate office. And she posted on her Facebook something about her boss thinks she's a damn assistant. She just got me running to get coffee, da-da-da. The boss saw it, and she fired her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, some people overshare. Some people overshare about their relationship stuff. Some people overshare about their personal stuff, their sex life, their family life, their relationship stuff.
Not everything is meant to be big on social media.
No.
And
even if you got your page private, there's still a way that people can see.
Still, people can see. Even if you live in day by day or for the future, however you want to put it. But everything, and you know what? I have cut back on a lot of stuff that I share on Facebook.
Like what?
I used to post everything on Facebook.
Yeah, he stopped?
I don't post everything on Facebook, just like you post everything on Instagram.
Who, me?
You post everything.
No, I don't.
Craig, it's a lot of stuff that you post.
What do I share on? No, I don't.
You share a lot of stuff.
What?
You share more stuff on Facebook on Instagram than I do.
I post more than you do, but I don't share more than you do.
Well, bitch, share all of it.
The majority of what I post on Instagram is shit that I find funny, like these little videos or these memes with.
I'll say that's 70% of what you post.
No, it's more than that. Every now and then, now I post a picture of myself. Like I posted some pictures from Thanksgiving of myself.
I ain't post no pictures from Thanksgiving or nothing because.
But
I'm
you don't
tell
see
why
me.
I didn't post for Thanksgiving. What happened at Thanksgiving? I want to keep that with me. I didn't share that with you. So that's why I didn't post anything on for.
And every now and then I'll post a thirst trap.
That's every other day.
No, it's not.
That's every other day.
No, it's not. But again, the reason that I post a thirst trap is really to drive people over to.
That's what you say.
That's
what you say.
Nikki can tell you. Nikki is in here. I don't even read those DMs. If I don't respond to them, I shouldn't say I don't read them. I don't respond to them. Excuse me. If you ain't asking me how to join the Patreon, how to purchase the book, how to purchase a t-shirt or
that's what you say.
They in my inbox unread. First of all, over here at Impeccable Works, we now have an intern.
Your blood pressure
we now have an intern, so I have an assistant, which is Nikki, and we have an intern as well. The intern is going to slowly be taking over all of the social media stuff because it takes a lot of my time.
So, but I'm going to write you direct. I won't never write you on social media.
You're going to need to text me or call my phone.
Yeah.
And so I gave her the passwords yesterday, all of that kind of stuff. And don't worry, I got 2-factor authentication, so I'm going to know if she in there doing something. But my point is, I just transfer all of that stuff over to her yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So she can start because it really does. It's consuming. It takes a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being serious when I say this.
Bitch, I barely can get a text message or a FaceTime. Girl, I'm never going to hear from you now, girl.
Because what I'm saying, no, that really would free up more of my time. What I'm saying to you is, those of you that run a business or own a business, or if you've ever written a book, because I'm sure we got some people that have written books, it really does take a lot of your time. Like, I didn't go to bed this morning until like 4 something.
Okay.
Now, I wasn't writing that entire time, but a fraction of that time I was writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on the phone with Madison. I was on the phone with her until I went to sleep. We were on the phone for at least 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So she called me like once I stopped writing, which was like 1 something in the morning. And then we talked because we're strategizing about shit we got coming up next year and then things that we want to do with the show.
Putting in the works, right?
Right. So I literally, it's draining. Like when like I don't even write before I go to the gym. Like I have to write when I come home because I'm like sometimes if I write long enough, like I'm so drained that I don't have the energy to lift weights.
Right.
I can't do it. And so sometimes I don't feel like talking on the phone. You know what I'm saying? My mother will call sometimes and I'll chit chat with her for a moment.
I call, you send me straight to the voicemail.
Because I have to be in a space.
Which I respect that.
I got to be in a space.
When I know the times, now I know your pattern. So now.
Look at Marie talking about, I only want to talk to you. Look. Yeah. But the thing is, like, she's mostly right now. I haven't told her to respond to messages yet. Right now, she's just. You'll see like little changes that are happening on like my business.
Child, so I won't know when I'm talking to you or talking to her. I need to meet her.
Neither will the people that are sending these nasty inboxes, jacking off and naked pictures and stuff.
Because they show enough standing to you. And speaking of that, I posted the other day.
What?
A picture in front of the pole, and child, they
that's what I'm saying.
They
somebody
screenshotted it and
put
posted
it in the group.
In the group chat.
And there's so much to say podcast pen pal.
So let me tell y'all, I used to do little pole classes.
And I don't know why you put that tight ass caption talking about a workout. You weren't working.
I was working out.
You took that one picture.
No, I didn't. So let me tell you what I did on the pole.
What'd you do?
I turned on my music.
Mm-hmm.
I had my mirror. And, I swing around the pole, I go up the pole, I stand in the pole, I lift my legs up, and I come back down. So, you always talk about my stomach, Craig. So, I'm trying to I need to get my stomach back flat. I need to get my muscles back.
Back implies that you had them once.
I had them before. I had it before. My stomach was real flat. I'm still broad, have broad shoulders.
Why you have to do like this when you describe your shoulders?
Because I have broad shoulders.
You did like this like you got titties.
Girl, I do. I'm trying to get them to go back down.
I had broad shoulders.
I had broad shoulders. You can still see, my form on my arms.
Hey,
but I need to get it back together. Because when I get 40, I want to look better than you.
Well, girl, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm going to look better.
I don't know if that's going to happen because, you've already kind of missed the mark.
Girl, I'm a little better than you. So, I think, and let me tell you, when I used to do pole workout classes and do that, it was relieving and it helped me and it boosted up things. And, I need to get back to that space.
Right. No, Charlotte, I'm still going to respond to messages on social media.
You got the people mad.
I know.
He the gave this password. The people try. I'm never going to.
No. I'm still going to respond. She's just going to help me get to some of the stuff. Like when people are asking.
How you feel that girl going to be knowing all your business?
All of my business.
Child, everything that comes to your
Nikki goes in my computer. Like I don't have porn and stuff like that in my computer.
See, that's the first thing you people.
Well, what business is there?
Well, it can be just anything. How somebody want to holler at you and have it? So now she reading everything.
Well, first of all, I don't want you trying to holler at me through social media. I need you to listen.
See
me in person and say something.
The day and age we live in, people hop in your DMs.
Yeah, if they happen in yours, they happen in 3 other people's too.
Well, Craig, just like if they walk up to you at the bar, they're going to walk up to 4 other people when you leave. It's the same thing. Tomato.
Yeah.
Now, finish what we were talking about at first, girl, because I don't feel like...
What were we talking about? Because you took me around
No, I ain't taking you to nowhere. I was taking you to...
Oh, hold on. Alvin Copeland. We don't ship the hoodies from here. So you got your book first because we ship the books from here. But the hoodie is coming. You'll get an email. The hoodie and the coffee mugs, they come directly from the manufacturer. What now? What were we saying?
Child, are you living day by day or are you living for the future?
So in the moment, I'm living when I have new experiences. Like on Instagram, like I don't post like food from restaurants unless I'm at home and I'll take a picture of like my tomatoes and avocado and I'll put like healthy treat or snack or something like that. But like,
so what's the difference from posting it at the restaurant or posting it at your house?
Because I know some of them want to see like what do I eat like when I'm having a snack. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
some people want to see what I post when I go to the.
Well, maybe they do, but I just don't do. Because
I do that sometimes.
Here's the bottom line.
Okay, let's go.
I don't believe in posting, and this is just my personality. I don't believe in posting cars, what kind of shoes I have on,
I don't
what
do
kind
that as
of
well.
watch, what kind of labels and designs. Like, and the same is true. Like if I'm in a restaurant, like
You don't set yourself up to get robbed.
correct. Like I just think it's kind of gauche to like my thing. Here's my barometer.
Whatever Oprah don't do,
I told you that before.
Girl, whatever Oprah
I told you that before.
I don't do.
See, that's my thing. If Oprah ain't
Don't
posting that she driving around in a Bentley or Tesla,
Girl, I ain't doing
you don't
either.
need to know what I'm riding around.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If she ain't posting that she driving, that she walking around in Louboutins, I ain't got to post what kind of shoes I got on. You understand what I'm saying?
And
like,
I
nobody
veered away from that. I used to post my cars, and
Right.
in my younger days, I used to post my. I don't think the last time that I post pictures of myself, but I don't think the last time that I really just took a picture of my shoes or my car and just posted it on social media. And
Yeah, like you got people, they posting their jewelry because they want you to see what kind of bracelets they have. And I like nice stuff, but I just personally think that it's kind of gauche. You know what I'm saying? To just put your, I don't know. That's just me. I just, and you know, somebody said to me years ago, real money never speaks money. And so if you really have it like that, like because my thing is, if you see me in a certain coat or a certain, you know, because when you take pictures, you sometimes do see a person head to toe. I don't mean in instances like that. I'm talking about the instances where people intentionally trying to show you their feet and they trying to show you their luggage that they got whatever kind of luggage. I got a nice luggage and shit, but I don't need to post that because my thing is, if you recognize it, then I ain't got to tell you what the designer is or the
my
label
grandma
is.
always say, "Good shit show."
Yeah.
She always say that. She said,
Yeah.
"You don't have to boost, brag."
Exactly, Al. That's for people that aren't used to things.
Right, but good shit show. It always. So what would be an example that you live in the future?
In terms of like trying to save, even though right now I'm not really saving as well as I could, because when you run in the business, like it goes so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always something to spend money on. Like I got to pay Nikki. You know what I'm saying? And like she comes over here regularly, so I gotta pay her. Like I don't believe in having to have her wait and be like, well, girl, can I give you your money? You know what I'm saying? And then I got my regular living expenses. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay to print these books.
Okay,
like
so
when people
saving.
order.
For the future, I say I live for saving as well for the future.
But for me, in terms of planning for the future, my health. That's the biggest thing for me. Like the way that I eat, me exercising. That's the biggest thing that I'm doing right now to plan for my future. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to have a really good quality of life. Like you can't, nobody can predict how long they're going to be on the earth.
Right.
But the point is, while I'm here, I want
to.
I want to do what I need to do to have the best quality of life. Like if I'm gonna be here at 70, I want to be as ambulatory as I can at 70. Like I don't want to be feeling all stiff and hip giving out and you know what I'm saying. And some of that stuff you can't help, but my point is I'm gonna do my part to ensure that I'm gonna maintain everything that I can for as long as I can. So that's the kind. And my skin, I'm really big on skincare.
Yeah.
Taking care of my skin, and I need to do a Patreon video with some of my skin regimen, which I'm gonna do, but I just haven't had a chance to. But yeah.
For me, it's like a 50-50 because I do live day by day in certain things. But I'm more so, I always think about the future. What is going to be beneficial for me in the long run. Financial, relationship, just different things. Now, day by day, I will work on that for the future, but I think I aim more so of looking at the future better than day by day. Day by day, I work on those things for the future. But for instance, relationships, or for instance, my job, or just things in longevity that I would go through like day by day, I would work on it to be in the future more. So I'm always thinking more so of the future. But I do live day by day with things like for social media, or things that I can help to live day by day by. But for me, it's more so of the future for me. Because nobody knows the time they're going to be here on Earth. So I mean,
Right, so you young queens that keep saying that I got one foot in the grave, girl.
and do I still stick to that, girl? 1 foot is in, 1 foot is out. What about y'all? Drop in the comments. What do y'all
Look at
live by?
Alicia talking about
Day by day?
Alicia talking about Alicia talking about tell that intern we don't need her in the live. We got Lola. I should have never told them.
Baby, 'cause they-
Ebony said, Craig, since I've been hanging out with you on YouTube, I've been more health conscious. When I was kicking it with Maddie, she had me at all the drive-thrus.
Cause that bitch love her drive-through.
She love a piece of fried chicken from a gas station.
Early in the morning, she's at the motherfucking Starbucks, and she just ride. That bitch, that bitch love her.
She from McDonald's to
right.
But that's one of the things too that I want us to do. Like Miss Mary, she was texting me today, like vegan recipes on YouTube. Miss Mary be finding them vegan recipes. And I'm like, well, girl, why you don't try to make?
Let me tell you, Miss Mary be doing her work, child. Y'all think Miss Mary just be sitting there? Miss Mary be in tune. She be knowing what be going on. She be here. She do.
A 2-piece fish and more. But yeah, she loves McDonald's. But no, I really want us to do a thing where we do like a cooking thing, like a vegan type something, and we show everybody. Because I don't really do a lot of vegan cooking, like where you got to make sauces and stuff. I do vegan stuff, but I'll just do, like tonight I had steamed broccoli.
Oh, you talking about food that she said, bitch, I hope you ate, because, girl, you can't get none of this.
Correct.
That's fine. That's why I make sure I be set before I come over here, because you're that friend, child. You have to make sure you have. The only thing you share sometime is some water. That's the only thing I can get.
That is not true.
Besides a cup of alcohol every now and then.
You have alcohol every time you come over
No,
here.
I don't. I ain't drink the last time I came here. I had water. The time before that, I had a Fiji. So
the last time you came here, you did have water. I mean, a drink.
I did have water.
You had a drink.
Well, child, I can go back to the last video. We'll see.
It was the Monday before I left for Thanksgiving. I left on Tuesday for Thanksgiving. You were here. See, my celery juice is working. You did have a cocktail.
You have selective memory.
You did have a cocktail.
Well, I probably did, but the time before that, I probably didn't.
The bottom line is, in the times that you've come up here and drank my alcohol,
what I had just a what? I had just a what?
A swig. You said a squid.
But girl, I can't help that I'm tongue-tied, honey.
That ain't got nothing to do with tongue-tied. That shit was just wrong.
And certain words that you hear, what I be hearing, sometimes what I hear, you don't hear it. And what I be trying to say, it don't come out. But baby, let me get in front of that audience when I'm teaching and talking, girl, everything flows.
Girl, you probably standing up there talking, sounding like Nat Turner and Sojourner Truth, all mixed in one. Let me have that lip therapy right there, that little round.
Child, you love your good old ball.
Shut up.
So yeah, back to what I was saying, because you keep disturbing the people. So what do y'all do?
Granny, I do share my candy. Nikki comes in here and helps herself to the candy. I'm out of candy now.
You don't share nothing, Craig.
I'm out of candy now. If I shared with all of you that come over here, I wouldn't have anything. I just told you I'm running a business, and I run out of shit quickly. My mother was just at the Best Buy.
Well,
They
since you're running a business, I need you to put your hours of operations on the front door.
My mother was just at the Best Buy the other day trying to order a TV on my credit card.
What she ordered last time? She said,
girl, it was declined. And I was like, girl, why we... And I didn't even call her. I just got an email. And so then she come calling me yesterday, telling me, yeah, I was in Best Buy.
And put some on your credit card. My grandma, you want to get a credit card? I'll pay the bill. Just get.
And I said, well, first of all, Ma, I said, what were you doing trying to get a TV? I said, that credit card was for a pedicure, if you wanted to get an occasional pedicure, to get your hair done, to get a little something to eat,
Gladys said
put a little gas in the car.
Gladys said, no, baby, I need to get me a
girl,
TV.
that wasn't for a whole television. That's not what that was for.
But, Walmart had it on sale for Black Friday. So Gladys was trying to get her a new TV.
Somebody just gifted a book on Cash App. Was that Deontay? And meanwhile, I'm like, girl, you didn't even call.
Girl, your Cash App updated?
Did it update? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't never log on Cash App from my cell phone. I mean, from my computer. It's always through the cell phone. Day by day is just enjoying my happiness.
Deontay, I got it. Okay, so Deontay gifted a book. Is there someone in here that needs a copy of the book?
Sir DeRoss, I'm going to read your comment in just a second. Let Craig gift this book.
The first person to email me over at CraigTheWriterStewart.com.
You are
Really and truly, I wanted to be the first person that purchased 3 cards over at sayitinthe.com. You get a twofer. The first person that ordered 3 cards over at sayitinthe.com, I'm going to gift you this book that Deontay just gifted. Thank you very much, Deontay. What does Soda Raw say?
Soda Raw say, day by day is just enjoying my happiness, which pushes us to perfect our future. I want to be a doctor and in school now to create the future. See, he lives for the future.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's living for the future as well. But you know what? A lot of people live day by day. They don't think about the future. Even into relationships, they think about the now. Why would you said it not so long ago, why do you, when you're in a relationship, why do you live in the now instead of thinking about the future?
Well, I think it's a mixture of both.
Why?
I think you do have to think about the future because in terms of partnership, which is what I'm interested in, I'm not interested in anything other than partnership.
Okay.
Like, you do have to kind of think and strategize and plan. Right.
Child, the eldest.
They out there thumping and carrying on. But you know, when you talk about being in a relationship, you do have to think about the future and how you're gonna move forward. Like, what's our plan? Like, are we gonna move into a place together? Like what do you see? Like, do you want to build? Do you want kids? Like, what is your goal? What's your vision?
Yeah.
Would you like to start a business together at some point? Maybe not. That's not, you know.
But that's not for everyone.
No, it's not.
When you're sharing your future, some people you can say, "Hey, I want kids, I want a business, I want to be married," and that somebody be like, "Well, hold on, wait."
But that's why it's important to have those conversations in the beginning because to see if you're, compatible, as they say, equally yoked.
Right.
But more so, it's like it's about compatibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because what I've learned as I've gotten older is being in a successful relationship. When I say successful, I just mean where you click and you match.
Not just because you got money.
Right. You have to be able to identify somebody, and I talk about this in this book that I'm writing now. You have to match. You got to pair with someone who sees relationships similar. It doesn't have to be exact. It's not an exact science, but they have to see relationships the way that you do. Your ideas have to at least
parallel. Right. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And so but see, what happens is oftentimes we get caught up in the attraction, how a person looks. And then we come back 6 months later.
I was just talking about that. How people look at the attraction or what somebody has down
and
here.
And then you come back 6 months later and realize, we're not even compatible. But
they be blind, they be traumatized.
Yeah, because you're caught up in that other stuff. But also in terms of a relationship, in the context of a relationship, you got to focus on the now because nothing is permanent.
Correct.
Not because the person is going to leave you or cheat on you.
They can die tomorrow.
Because we all got to die.
We all got to die.
So you have to focus on the now, and you got to enjoy it. And this is why I say, like, I'm so free. Like when I'm into somebody, like I've evolved. I haven't always been like this. I've evolved to the point that I'm going to pour my best self into that person once we graduate to that point.
To that point. Okay.
And I'm not saying that's not money. I'm not saying like you paying for a person, you taking care of a person, and you being a fool and you crippling people. I'm not saying that.
Enabling
the person. Yeah, I don't mean like that. But I mean like you really, really are giving your best self to that person because you only get a certain amount of time and you don't know what that time is. Maybe you will be together until death.
Until death, right.
But maybe it's just a 5-year thing or whatever. But you why be in a relationship if you're going to be afraid?
Right. And
if you're going to be barely breathing.
Right.
You know,
there you go.
It's pointless.
And another thing, so you know I watch Red Table Talk. And
that was a good one the other day. We need to talk about that.
Which one?
The one with T.I.
With T.I. and Tiny?
Yeah.
The one I posted? You seen the one I posted on my page?
Girl, I saw the episode. What did you post on your page?
Oh, I didn't know you seen the episode. But that was... Well, girl, I didn't know that you...
You think I could only see if it was posted on your page? Bitch, they got a whole platform on Facebook Watch.
No, but I just posted
I've been talking about the show long before he posted that.
No, I posted the clip of the second part of it today. But the whole thing was... It was very good.
I look forward to what the future brings. Mike. What? I don't know what that means. I look forward to what the future brings. Mike with...
Does it make you anxious? It was a typo or something. It had to be.
Or saying some people get anxious. I don't know what you're saying there. But yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, but let me tell you that.
Go ahead. What you think?
That interview was very good, and I posted the second part today, and I said on there, I said, I said from my generation is always so quick to give up. They're not willing to compromise. They don't know really what true love is.
I wouldn't even limit it to just your generation.
No, but I posted for my generation today because of the simple fact is I was having a conversation how people be so quick to give up. But it's hard to find, and I was telling one of my friends today, it's hard to find a person that you can really connect with. It's deeper than just sex. It's just deeper than what a person brings. It's more of a connection, like how they were saying on there, how they connect on so many different levels, and even with the cheating, even with him going to jail, even in another thing that I like that they talked about was how people think that. How they more controlling, like it was a point in time where she had to get her voice back and start acting.
Oh, I can't wait for you to get this fourth book,
baby.
And I talk about this in the book. Love is not ownership or control, and we sometimes confuse what a relationship is about. And as I'm saying this, I need to type this because I was thinking this when I was in the shower, and I meant to put this in my notes so I could type this. When if you're really interested in being in a relationship, you got to be teachable. And I need to be teachable. You need to be teachable. And a lot of times people aren't teachable.
Right.
You claim you want to be in this relationship, but a lot of times people go into relationships feeling and approaching it like they want to control and conquer.
Right.
Not like dominate and, be like, sit down right here. I don't mean like that. It's subtle ways of control. Well, I don't understand why you got to go out with Killian again tonight. Like, I just think he's a bad, like, they trying to choose your friends.
Choose your friends, right.
Just little things like that. Like, you got to be teachable. Because, again, and I'm saying this in the book that I'm writing now, relationships are the place that we go to learn and grow. And if you're not interested in learning and growing, you don't need to be going into a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you get into a relationship, you've entrusted with the person you're with the responsibility and the task of getting you in line. And I don't mean like get yourself together, but I mean like letting you know when you step out of line, when you're not living to your fullest potential, when you're not really, doing all that you can. Like your partner is like your mirror to reflect on you what you look like.
But see,
and a lot of times people can't handle it. You want to get into a relationship, and you talking about you want a real relationship, but when the relationship really gets real. And you really trying to show them, listen, babe, you drinking a little too much now. Like, listen, you're drinking too much, and I'm really concerned. I ain't drinking too much. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about. That's what relationships are about. And a lot of times people just get into relationships for the fun stuff. To have somebody to go to the movies.
So somebody said, so us not in a relationship or not learning and or growing.
That's not what we're saying. You should always be growing and evolving.
Right.
We're talking about
day. Right. We're talking about the people that are in a relationship and people who are like Tiny and T.I. I personally feel, I look at them and they can, Rashida and Kurt, I always say about them, but I feel that Tiny and T.I. are more of they're a power couple. And I feel...
But see, go ahead, finish.
Go ahead.
What troubles me about that word...
What power
couple?
Okay,
because
people say that a lot.
Because people always say, "Oh, I want to be a part of a power couple." You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna put this shit out there straight up.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this in a cocky kind of way.
Okay.
I'm just saying this in a knowing kind of way.
Okay, go ahead.
And an experienced kind of way. People always say they want to be a part of a power couple, but then when somebody shows up. And they got their shit together.
Oh, so you'll put your hand up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because in my experience, they say they want a person who, got their shit together and, this, that, and the third, and they're independent. But then you're like kryptonite to them. It's almost like it becomes a competitiveness. It almost becomes a thing where they're intimidated by you. And I posted this, and there was a line from the book that I'm writing now. People are either inspired by you or intimidated
by you. Okay.
There's no in between.
I get. Okay.
There's no in between.
I get.
And I'm not going to shrink for the sake of being in a relationship. I'm not going to compromise the joy of being myself to be in a relationship. Like I really need somebody.
Right.
I really need somebody who is excited and proud of the work that I do, because I want to be excited and proud of the work that you do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I've dated people that were accomplished, you know what I'm saying? And I was never intimidated in the sense of, oh my God, his work. You know, like people can be attracted to your dream.
Okay.
And then be intimidated by it.
I'm gonna come in. Go ahead.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I've been in situations where people, they love the way I talk. They love the way that I think. They may love the way that I look. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it like that. I'm just illustrating to you a point. People are drawn to you for whatever reasons that they're drawn to you. But then oftentimes they get into the relationship with you and then they're threatened by it. And what I will say is, and I've said this before, men are by far the most insecure creatures walking the face of the planet. And they're so emotionally fragile. That's why it's so difficult for same-sex relationships, when you're talking about two men, to survive, is because we're often not willing to go through the kind of shit that Tiny and T.I. went through. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what I was talking about today. So that's why I use, because me and my sister was talking, and of course I'm a homosexual and she's a heterosexual. Girl, Stevie Wonder can see that. But no, we were talking, we just comparing the differences. I was saying to her, you know, women do bring a certain part.
There's a certain energy.
Yeah, they bring it to a relationship more so of gay people.
And they bring a balance. Their energy brings a balance.
So we were talking about that, and I was also telling her how not only our generation, but our generation is worse, because the simple fact is, I think my generation is screwed up in the head. They're not willing to go through the ups and downs, or they're not willing to go through, and I'm not saying just my generation, it's people your age as well who would be just like that, but most of the time people they're willing to give up. Like, I hate to hear somebody say, I'd rather give 30 people one chance than instead of giving this one person 10 chances. And I'm so against that. I'm against that, because that means every time I don't like what you do, I'm finna jump to another person. And every time, that's unstable to me. And I'd rather give somebody that I've been with for 2 years, I'd rather give them 10 chances.
That's what I'm talking about. Chico said women go through a lot of things that a man wouldn't go through. That's exactly my point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times men are willing to quit. That's straight men, gay men, bisexual men. That's men, period. That's what I'm saying. Men are so emotionally weak. And I'm including myself in that. Like, I had to stretch myself to get to this point in my life, to be really, really emotionally fortuitous. Like, I had to build, and this is the work that you're supposed to do. To the person who said, Michael Stratton, who said, well, you're not learning and growing when you're single. Yes, this is the kind of work that you should be doing when you're single. But oftentimes people, when they're single, they're pining over why they're single and how long they've been single and when I'm going to find a man, or when I'm going to find, instead of doing that self-care, instead of doing that self-work in your singleness. You sitting around wondering when the clock is going to be up, when is my turn? But going back to your point about your generation, and you saying that a lot of times your generation doesn't really want to work through stuff, and they'll go through 30 people instead of trying to build and reconnect with that one person. Part of it is, and I've said this before, when you're talking about black men, and again, regardless of sexuality, whether you're talking about black straight men, bisexual men, or gay men,
it goes back to what we said.
Most of us,
you finna say what I was saying.
Most black men didn't have a demonstration of a two-parent household, so most of them are emotionally weak. They're inexperienced. They don't even have that kind of experience of seeing what it looks like to work through something with a partner.
And another thing is too, we talked about this before too, for as when a man as a kid or a young boy shows emotion, it gets cut down. You're like, stop acting like a punk.
Stop all that crying.
Stop all that crying. So that
once he grows up and becomes a man, he doesn't know how to emote. In a relationship. So you got women that are frustrated because this man won't open up to her. You got gay men that are frustrated because you got a man who don't know how to communicate. Because as a child, he was taught not to express himself. So you think he gonna grow up and all of a sudden be a grown ass man, and now all of a sudden know how to express himself?
It's just gonna develop.
No, it doesn't happen that way. So we have to train or teach our little boys, and this is why, like, I used to get into it with my nephew Ty. Now my nephew Ty is just 5 years younger than I am, and so he is my nephew, my great nephew's father, Chase and Jayla and all of them. And like when Chase was a baby, and even when Tyreek was a baby, that's my other great nephew. When they were babies, my nephew Ty would be like, stop all that crying, stop, stop doing that. And like they would want to lay on him and get a hug or whatever. Or even when I would come around, like they would want to hug me or kiss me on the cheek and stuff like that. He'd be like, stop, he didn't like all that, like if he felt like I was babying him. But what I used to, and he and I used to go at it. We used to go at it like Beowulf and Grendel. And I'd be like, you're not going to tell me how to love on them. And you're not going to, and while I'm around you, you're not going to tell them how to express love on me. Because the reality is we have enough broken black men walking around in the world with all of this toxic masculinity. They don't know how to express themselves. And that's the reason why you got so many black men dropping dead at 40 from a heart attack. It's not just diet. It's this pent up aggression and emotions that they have bottled up, and they have they have no place to put it. We haven't given them the permission. We haven't given them the permission to dispose of it. And so they walk around and it turns into hypertension and they just drop dead at 40. Oh my God, what happened to him? He worked out every day. He went to the gym. He was the pillar of, but no, I emote. So no, yeah, I work out every day, but I emote. Like I'm not sitting around bottled up with my feelings. You understand what I'm saying? But my point is, you want little boys to be well-formed humans, to be able to speak and to be able to teach and talk and express themselves.
Anderson said, sometimes a lot of men don't have no one to look up to as well.
Yeah.
No role model. We say that, yeah.
But so like I said, my nephew and I, we used to get into it all of the time because he would say, well, stop. And I used to worry that Chase would grow up, because Chase is very affectionate.
How old is Chase?
Chase he just had a birthday, so he's 11. He just turned 11. And so when he was a baby, I've been seeing Facebook memories come up with like pictures or videos of me and them.
Baby, Facebook will bring up some shit.
And so Chase got a little phone now, so I've been texting him little pictures and stuff. And so I texted him something, I think it was either yesterday or today. And he was like, Craig, where are you getting all these pictures from? Like, because I texted him pictures, Jayla.
Right.
And they were like, where are you getting all these pictures? I said, these were things that I posted on my Facebook years ago, and they're coming up as memories. And he's like, oh, but when he was when he was like 3, 4, 5, 6, and like I said, he was all loving on me and hugging and stuff, I used to worry, like, who's he going to be at 18? Who's he going to be at 25? Like, at what point do little boys or do little children lose that soft side of them? Because of the world, because of the family, because of the father saying, stop acting like that. Like, when do life experiences, like, when do they stop being that generous with their affection and their love? And I used to wonder all the time, like, I hope because he's such a thoughtful person. He's so thoughtful. And he's so considerate. You understand what I'm saying? And even like when I had to reprimand him, because like I'll get him sometime and we'll go get on the scooters. I've posted pictures. We'll go get on the scooters, the little motor scooters. And sometimes because he's a little boy, because he's a kid, not just because he's a boy, but just because he's a kid, kids don't always do what the hell you tell them to do. And so sometimes I have to reprimand them, and I'm like, not like spank them, but I'm like, why'd you do that? And I'm like fussing at him or whatever. But 3 minutes later, he just is smiling and loving on me. Like, it's like he don't even care that I just argue with him. But like, when do children change? And this is why I've said to the people,
I think it's more so in your teen years when you change.
But I think it's also about the quality of love and affection that you give them in their fundamental years, in their foundation years, like going up to like 0 to probably 11. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why I've said to you guys before, and I've said to you, you got to be careful how you speak to these kids, because when they come home, that's the place that they should get all of the love and support in the world. Because when they go out into the world,
Don't confuse discipline
the world
between love. We're not going to do
the
that.
world is you still feeling some kind of way about it. I didn't already say what I had to say.
I don't feel those type of way about
but
that.
My point
don't
is,
mix that.
But no, I ain't mixing it.
Don't mix.
No, you don't. No, you don't mix.
Don't
it.
mix.
No, you don't mix it, because when you talking to him like that, he don't know the difference between whether you loving on him or you disciplining him. And there was an article that just came out the other day, and I meant to share it in the group on Facebook, and I don't know if I did or didn't, but it was talking about. And this is not all black women, but it was talking about how black women sometimes scar their little boys, and they don't know how to become grown men that know how to have affection towards women because of the way that they were reprimanded. Because sometimes, not all of the time, but sometimes women, and I don't know what white women do or Asian women do, because that's not my experience.
That's not
my experience is black women. Sometimes black women, not all the time, sometimes black women like that video that came out when that woman went
That
up to that little
woman
boy's
went and
school.
tore his ass up.
Sometimes, especially when it's a single black woman, sometimes they're overly aggressive with their boys as a way of trying to keep them in control. Because they're afraid that if they don't keep them in control, then they're going to control them.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes you can cross that line really quickly. But this is why I've said on here so many times, love on your kids as much as you can when they're home. Because the world isn't going to have that same kind of compassion and love. So you want to make sure that they have that foundation from the home. And their home life with you should be that place of compassion, that place of safety and serenity.
Somebody just said something.
And all of those things. Just like Toni Morrison said years ago, she said she realized that she was, you know, caught up in the rat race of working, and sometimes her kids would come home and she would have a grimace on her face because her day was long and she would have a bad day or whatever, and her kids will come in the house and she's sitting there, fix your clothes. Why are your clothes disheveled like that? Like, you need to why is your hair messed up like this? And she said, and she realized that was the face that was the first face that they were seeing when they came home. Her face all balled up and she reprimanded them and telling them that their clothes are a mess and their hair's a mess. No, you need to smile and give them a hug. Kids have bad days too. They may have had a rough ass day at school, and then they come home and they got to deal with your mean ass, talking crazy and sideways.
So last thing I want to talk about before we close is and this person told me I can talk about it on live.
So you went and got permission this time?
Yes, because they called me. But this person called me. This person that I know, and it's a lot of people out here probably going to relate to this. How mothers tend to push their kids away to compromise for their man, or they put their man in front of their kids. So
I'm gonna tell you, that's not always women though, because my father did that, and I had to light his ass up. That's in the first book. My father did that too. Men do it too, but oftentimes
it's more so of women.
And the only reason I'm going to say agree with that is because oftentimes women are the ones that have the kids.
Correct.
They're the ones that are raising the kids, so that's why we can see it. But that doesn't mean that men aren't doing it.
You're right. So in our conversation, we were talking about that this person I'm talking about, they felt more so pushed away, so they didn't know how to be the person or the parent to their child because they felt so pushed away.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
So for instance, it's a female. So the female that was talking to me said that she just felt so pushed away from her mom because her mom always would choose a man over her. So with her child, she's learning how to not follow those same footsteps. And you know, she found herself more so trying to pull her child in, but she'll push him away because she trying to keep her man.
Right.
She said that's all she's seen. So she caught herself doing the same thing, and she's trying to break the cycle.
Right.
And she was asking me like, what advice would I give her?
Because again, your childhood always shows up in your relationships.
And that's what I told her.
Yeah.
That's what I told her. So she's not taught to. She's always feeling pushed away, so she don't know how to love her child to her full potential because she felt like she was pushed away in her childhood days. If that makes sense. So I said, you know, I'm gonna talk about that on live to see what the people think and what Craig thinks on this and what would be the advice too. She's watching now as well.
You know, my dad did it, and like he denied it. You know what I'm saying? Like that really fractured. And for those of you that did not read my first book, I'm my father's only child. My father didn't have any other kids. I'm the only one. So I was always the priority. You know
Right.
And because I was the only child, you know how people are when they only have one child. They can be really obsessive. So my father was always really, really obsessive over me. Like he was always really proud of me. He always wanted me to be around him. He always wanted to take me around people and introduce me. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. But once he remarried, and I really do believe that a part of this was out of spite for my mom. Because I believe that my mother was my father's true love. Like I really do. And because if you read the first book, remember Appleton Street? Those of you that read the first book, like Appleton Street, like when that whole thing happened, that's what cemented it for me. Like that was when I knew. But that also framed my fears about relationships. Because my dad, when I was a kid, my dad told me that my mom had an affair. To this day, I don't know if that's what happened or not. I don't know, but I write about it in the first book. Long story short, my dad came and picked me up from my maternal grandmother's house and said, "Come on, let's go for a ride." Well, we go riding. He said, "See that?" He said, "That's your mother's car right there." We literally riding down there. He said, "She in that house right there. She been running around town with another man." Baby, I had to have been about 12, 10, 11 or 12. And I'm sharing that with you guys because, and the reason why I wrote that in the book, and like people always say to me all the time, "Well, how did your parents feel about you writing certain things?" For me, all of it was about being a teachable moment.
A teachable moment.
You know what I'm saying? For me, these books, they're not just about me being able to make a living, and it really is about me using my life to like hopefully allow people to see themselves. So like if you have kids and you're heartbroken because the man that you love is with somebody else, don't use your kid as a pawn.
Right.
Don't try to keep your kid away from that, or in the reverse. If you're a man and you
people use child support as that too. As a get back to.
But even if you're a man and you haven't gotten over this woman, you know, you bring, because I felt like my father brought me into grown folk affairs,
right?
Grown folk business. Like I had no business in that. You know, and so and that's kind of going on in my family now too. Like with one of my nephews, it's just like that's a whole nother thing. But
the family secret that usually be a family secret. Like I'm gonna say back in the day. In our grandmother age, I'm not gonna say your age or my parents' age, but like our grandmothers and great grandmothers, stuff like that, they would hide. That wouldn't be up.
That wouldn't be conversation. It wouldn't be
conversation
like
right. That can be your neighbor. That could be also your sister or your daddy's other wife. Or it was more so. I won't say it was acceptable back then, but it was more so they tolerated it back then, and it was more so of a secret. So years now, you got people sleeping with their cousins, ain't know that they was their cousin because of the family secret. Now we at a family reunion or a family function, and we'd have put 2 and 2 together. I'd have had that happen before where I'd have seen someone, I was at a family reunion visiting and shit hit the fan because they found out, well, these two people were sleeping together and that's really not your cousin, but that's your brother and sister. And it's just those things. Do you feel like people should say that? People should bring that up front or tell those stories? Or should leave it hidden?
When you don't really know who your parent is? No.
Or when you have family secrets like how you would say
not like that. I think those kind of things need to come up front. I'm talking about something completely different. Like when my father and mom, when they got to that point where their relationship became strained and they were separated. Like my mother never talked to me about what was going on with them. Like she never even when my parents divorced and my father wasn't like sending the child support like he was supposed to because he was doing it out of spite. He was trying to hurt my mom by not sending the child support, which is the most retarded thing because
you pile up
because the thing is my mom wasn't one of those women that was taking the child support and going buying purses and shoes. Like it looked like I never went without anything. Like my mom when I went to college, like she was sending me that money when I was in college as my monthly expenses. So because she did that, I didn't have to work a job where a lot of people go to college and they have to work while they're in college. But so he would like be acting like he didn't want to send it and you know, so long story short, he involved me in that. And so what happened was when he later got married, it was almost like he forgot about his responsibility, which was me.
With you.
His only child. And so it got to the point where he and our relationship became really, really contentious because I saw how he was frustrated with having to send me child support because he was trying to live this new life with this new woman. That marriage didn't even end up lasting that long. And I remember telling him at the time, you really need to be careful. I said, because if that marriage doesn't last, you're going to need me at some point. You're going to turn back and sure enough, it didn't last. And I'll never forget one day my dad called me. This was after they had broken up. My dad called me. He was in tears. Like I couldn't even understand what he was saying because it was just like, it was indecipherable, like what he was saying. I was just like, what? But he was crying because what I finally managed to hear him saying was that he was lonely. Because by then, our relationship was so fractured, and so I wasn't really calling him consistently. And he was separated or divorced or about to be divorced. You know, but parents do that, and I don't understand how you could ever forego your child for a relationship. But that's insecure.
But it happens daily. It happens every day. Someone is going to. So I told her, I said I couldn't really give her the best advice on that because I never been through that. You know, even though my mom, my stepdad's not my biological father, but he's been in my life since I was 2 years old. So him and my mama, I always seen them together. I never felt pushed away. I never did anything, even too when I came out. It's my whole life. I had supportive parents and they were together. So I don't know how it feels to be pushed away from a parent or anything like that. So I said, you know what? That'd be a great conversation because there's a lot of people that can relate to that. I've been looking at the comments. There's a lot of people going through or have been or going through the same thing that I just mentioned.
Right. And see, fortunately, my parents were together for the primary years of my life. But then they were, so he was always there, but it just got really, yes, I would love to have kids.
So have you forgave your dad?
It took me a long time, yes. And that's that's part of what I talk about in the second book too. Like the second book is not just about me, this relationship with this married guy. It's also about me healing that relationship with my dad. Because what I realized was that I had kept a lot of things from my dad because I was punishing him.
For what he did to
For
you.
how, yeah. So like when I had my stage play and it sold out and I did my greeting card launch parties and stuff, I never invited him to any, my mother was here for all of that stuff, but I never even told him like what I was doing, you know, and even in terms of me coming out and like people used to say, well, why haven't you told your father yet? What are you scared of? And I hadn't really figured out why I hadn't told him, but I knew it wasn't fear. I just hadn't told him. But once I realized it when I was writing the second book, it was just like, oh, you didn't tell him because you didn't feel like he deserved the privilege of knowing.
Right, of knowing.
Because this was your way of punishing him. You've excluded him from everything that was important and personal to you. And so that was what, you know, so, but yeah. And so even now, like I have to make the effort to consider him. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go home now, I always stay at his house because I end up spending the majority of the day time with my mom. Like we went to the movies and we go to eat. But there's some times that I'll take both of them to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because they get along where we can go eat. But the thing is, they move them so quickly. But the thing is, I have to remind myself, like when I'm back here, I have to remind myself, give them a call, shoot them a text. You know, let them know you're thinking about them.
You hit on that because that's how I feel about my biological father.
Yeah.
As well. It's like, child, you done missed my whole life, so I feel that I don't owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? So my dad, like even to my stepdad, I call my real dad by his first name. I call my stepdad my dad. So you will see my dad and you'll be like, I call him my dad. So you'll be like, wait, is this your real dad? Because you know you feed him long enough, you look like him. But I feel the same way about my dad, and I'm working towards not being that way. But when the time comes, it comes.
Right. Yeah, so.
But yes, there's a lot of people out here going through the same thing that we're mentioning.
Yeah. But yeah, so I have to, you know, make the concerted effort to spend time with not spend time, but to call him and
engage.
You know, engage him. But you know, my dad is a very, very simple man. Like he doesn't really like to travel. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's not interested in doing all of those kind of things. He's not like I can get him to go out to eat and stuff, but I can't really get him to try new things. He's not adventurous. You know what I'm saying? And so like there are times that I try to expose him to stuff, and he's just I've exposed him to like a couple vegan places, you know, stuff like that. But no, my father always calls. He calls and he texts. But what I'm saying is I have to make myself initiate, yeah. Because I don't want him to feel like I never think about him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want him to feel lonely.
Well, I just start answering my
so I will reach out to him, and you know, because if I'm not really conscious of it, he'll always call or text me, you know. So I was trying.
But I think that's his way of trying to.
Yeah, for sure. You know, but what I was trying to get to earlier too was he denied it for a long time. Like I had told him how I felt, and that's the worst thing is that when somebody tells you how they feel, when you try to repudiate or deny them their feelings, and you tell them that it didn't really, you try to disavow.
Right.
And you're like, no, that's how I felt. Like you can't tell me that that's not what happened. Now maybe you didn't intend for that to happen, but you can't sit here and tell me that that's not what what the fuck I felt. So you know, like with my dad, like I used to tell him like, this is how I felt when you remarried. You know, this is, and then I had action items of things that he actually did. Like again, like I said earlier, like I'm my dad's only child. So like when he remarried, like he took me off his life insurance policy. What? He took me off the house. Like, he did a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Because his wife has said to him, well, if something happened to you, Craig gets everything.
Well, bitch, I'm his only child.
And I'm like, well, girl.
Do you and her have...
No. Today? No, I stopped fucking with her when they were still married.
And I'm... You know, I have a lot of friends.
But the point of me saying that was my father said, I never took... I said, Dad, you did. How else would I have known that? Mm-hmm. You told me that. Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
I'm glad that I never had to experience that. Mm-hmm. And I have friends who have experienced it and come to my house or my home or, you know, come to my parents' home and they always feel welcome. But I never experienced that. So I can't say that I have experienced that with my parents because I never experienced that. So I don't know. I can't relate to people on that. The only thing I can relate to is I know my biological father haven't been in my life. That's the only thing. But I had someone to step up to the plate and to fill his spot. So I never felt alone because he was always there my whole entire life. So I still never felt that feeling. But I do feel a type of way towards my biological father. But it's just like, you stepped up, and out of my 25 years living, last year, Thanksgiving was the first time that I know about that my stepfather and my real father had a conversation. And it was because of me, they had a conversation on the phone, and my real father told him, thank you for taking in my son and being the man I couldn't be. And it was just like...
Tessa, those answers are in the first book. It's not that I didn't take to her. Initially, I gave her a shot, but it was based on some things that she did, and I write about all of that in the first book.
You
and
get
so I stopped fucking with her.
That's it. I just have a zero tolerance. My mom tell me all the time, I don't care if you're a family member.
Once she showed me them colors,
baby, that's it. And once I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hard to have a parent that wants you? Is it looking at like animals who live?
Yeah, but no, I mean, you know, she and I were cool when they were dating and when they first got married, but she had that one time, and I was done.
Were you looking for something for her to fuck up on?
No.
Or she just fucked up?
No, she just fucked up. Because when they first got married, I mean, before they got married, like I would call over there to talk to my dad or whatever. But she, for the most part, started answering the phone. I would end up talking to her longer than I would talk to my dad. Like, and I'd be like, oh, well, just tell my dad I called, and and I would get off the phone. Charles Williford. Okay, I'll check my email. So, it got to the point that I would talk to her more than I would talk to my dad. And then what happened was the dynamic of the relationship changed, and it just got to that point where I was like, okay, you know what?
That's it, niece.
That's it. Right. But yeah.
Someone said, it's so many things that I have said, D. Bird said, it's so many things that I have said to my child that I regret, but I know she will never forget.
Oh, really? Charles, you actually were the first person to email me, so yes, I'll ship you that book. Eugene said... Yes, Eugene, I will be taking pre-orders for the new book. Thank you. Oh, you're from Baltimore. Yeah, I will be taking pre-orders for the new book, but not yet, though. Not yet. But yeah, and your hoodie, if you ordered it, it's going to come directly from the manufacturer. So you'll get an email once with the tracking information once it ships. But yeah, Charles, I'll sign this book for you that Deontay gifted, and I'll send it to you. But no, I was trying to give her a fair shot. Like, I liked her. I really liked her. And then it was like once they got married, it was like she switched up. Like, once she was in there, it was... And my father saw it, too. Like, we ended up talking, because I talked about this in the first book, and, like, my father and I drove to Atlanta, and that was the first time that he actually started to own up to the things that I had been saying to him. And I used to tell him, I didn't say that we were going to start taking pre-orders at December 1st. You all were saying that. I don't want to start taking pre-orders yet because I still have to get it to the editor. But anyway, so me and my dad, we talked about it driving down here, and he broke down and cried because he actually owned up to it. And then he remembered things that I had completely forgotten. You know what I'm saying? Like there were certain things where he, like for example, and this is in the first book, but there was an instance where I had gotten my first little car. My first little car was a little hoopty.
Right. All our first
Right.
cars.
It was a little hoopty. And I'll never forget, I must have gotten a flat tire. And I wasn't far from my mother's house, but I was probably like 20 minutes from my dad's house. And so I had called my dad and was like, hey, I got a flat, you know. I told him where I was, I told him what street I was on. He said, all right, Slim. My dad called me Slim. And he still calls me Slim. He was like, all right, Slim. He said, I'm on my way. Baby, if he came, you came. And I didn't even know you did. He never came. And so I forgot about this. And it's amazing how your mind is so sophisticated that it will
replay,
not even replay, it will package or put away a trauma or a pain, you know what I'm saying, in the back of your mind so you can, to compartmentalize it, to protect you, right? And so I had completely forgotten about it. And so when he was telling me this story as we were driving, when I was moving to Atlanta, when I first moved to Atlanta in 98, and he said, remember, and you called me, and he had to refresh my memory. And because I had obviously put it away. And he was saying, he told me that I called one of my mom's girlfriend's husband, and he said he had AAA, and he sent AAA to help you. So what it ended up happening was when I called my dad, he said, all right, I'm on my way. He hung up the phone. This answers Tessa's question, why did I stop fucking with the wife? But he was on his way out the door after he hung up with me, and she stopped him and said, hey, where are you going? He said, Craig just caught a flat tire, and he down on Belvedere. I was on Belvedere for my people in Baltimore. And she said, well, I need to go to the grocery store. And he never came and got me. He took her to the grocery store. Because, see, she didn't drive. She had she had surrendered her license, and so she stopped driving. So everywhere she went, he would take her, or one of her kids would take her. And at that moment, she wanted to go to the grocery store. And so he was so caught up that he left my black ass.
She had him wrapped around her fingers.
He left my black ass sitting down on Belvedere with a flat motherfucking tire. But like I said, and once he told me, I remembered it. But I had completely forgotten about it until he reminded me. But there were things that were fresh in my mind that I remembered that I had told him, you know what I'm saying? And I recounted all of that stuff in the book, you know, but, and I think so people always ask me all of the time, well, did your father read all of the books? I did a book signing. I mean, not a book signing. I remember a few weeks ago on Patreon, I did a book club discussion on Skype, and one of them asked me if my family members read it, and I was saying to them, my dad only read to like page 30 maybe, because I don't think he could really, I don't think it was just the gay part of it. I think it was the pain of recalling all of that. Yeah, like, you know, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
He was hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. Yeah, I was done with her by then.
My father never, but yeah. I'm 28, almost 30.
But yeah, so.
This is a topic that a lot of people don't touch on either.
What?
Not having your father around, or it's people who never had their mother around either, where dads, I'm not going to say it's more common, but it's a lot
where the father raised
the kids. And because there's some mothers out there I don't want my kids. I want to.
Some of them pack up and leave for a man, or they strung out on drugs, or they just don't want to be a mother, or yeah, it happens. It definitely happens.
I think this could be a continuous conversation maybe next week, and we can touch on some stuff. So y'all definitely make sure y'all inbox us on Facebook, send emails, comments, whatever y'all want to discuss for next week, Thursday.
And before we go, I want to thank. Hold on. I want to thank Carolette. She purchased like 4 hoodies today. Carlene, she purchased some stuff today. Janice Weber, E.M. Williams, Leslie Moses, Willie Hattie, Jose Roble, Kenyatta Keys, Datis, Eugene Castor, Sherry Coons. I just wanted to thank you guys for ordering your merchandise from CraigTheWriterStewart.com. Either it was this t-shirt or the Good Day Thinkers t-shirt, or he's from DMV, she's from DMV, or he's from Chocolate City, or whatever it is that's over there. So I appreciate it. The Good Day Thinkers mugs and stuff. So I appreciate you guys doing that. So listen, I gave you a long time tonight. I gave you, what we got, an hour and a half?
Charlie got an hour, almost an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, we got 80 minutes on here tonight. I know we had a lot of trolls on YouTube tonight. So I appreciate you guys supporting, and thank you for being so patient. Yes, I know I wasn't here yesterday or the day before. But like I said, I was working on finishing this fourth book, and I have one chapter left. So as soon as I'm done with that, we'll be ready to probably go ahead and get these pre-orders done. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Duchess of New York, I saw your comments like, oh my God, I was looking for you. Where you at? You guys have an amazing night. Hopefully we said something that inspired you, to trigger you to shift for the better, whether it's
Something
your
you
diet,
learned.
whether it's the way that you raise your kids, the way you interact in your relationships. I appreciate you. It is my job and my intention to send a vibration into the universe that will shape you and have you leave here feeling differently and thinking differently, inspired, higher, right? Brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. Yes, Keisha, AKA His Addiction. Brush your teeth, brush your
His
tongue.
Addiction.
Get your coconut oil and do your oil pulling. Good night, Atlanta Mac. Say your prayers. And if you don't believe in saying prayers, at least take a few moments to get still, to think about your life and pay attention to your life. Pay closer attention to your life and make your health a priority. Brush your teeth, brush your tongue, niece.
Bye, Gemini.
Yes, and visit sayitondacard.com for your greeting card needs, and CraigTheWriterStewart.com for all your merchandise and stuff like that in the books. You all know. All right, bye.